Hey, Jordan Reynolds here from Better Songs, and today we're going to talk about how to get a record deal. If you're a singer-songwriter or a member of a band that writes and performs originals, you might have your heart set on getting a record deal, and that's a great goal. But like so many other things in the music industry, you have to go in with your eyes open. You want to make sure you take the time to understand what a record deal is, what it will take to get one, and what a record deal can possibly do for you. Also, you need to understand the limitations. Getting a record deal doesn't mean you've made it or that you can start slacking off. You see, there's always this conundrum. Bands and artists want a label that will do all their marketing and promotion for them. Sounds great. But in order to get a label's attention, you have to become an expert at marketing, promotion, and growing your audience. And by the time you can attract a label's attention, you may not even need them anymore. But if you think about it, it only makes sense, right? Labels want to partner with artists who already have something going on, who are already making money. So you have to prove your concept, meaning prove to them that you're a worthwhile investment. And even with the deal, your career or your agreement could still go south. So how do you prevent that? That's what we'll talk about in this video. If you'd like to grab my free ebook on how to write a song, click the link in the description below or head over to bettersongs.com/how-to-write-a-song. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel if you'd like more songwriting tips. All right, first up, if you want a record deal, you need to have a vision. What do I mean by that? You have to know what your goals are as an artist and as a songwriter. So for example, do you want global fame? Do you want to make a full-time living for yourself and your band touring regionally? Do you want to write songs for yourself, for other artists, or both? Next, think about what a record label will give you that you can't do for yourself. Is it connections? Greater exposure on radio, for example? Bigger stages? Are you pursuing a small indie label or one of the big three or big 10? Get clear on this so that when the time comes, you and your lawyer can evaluate deals to see if they're a good fit for you. And that's a key point to keep in mind through all this. You will need a good lawyer. I promise. Next up, you need a plan. A record deal is essentially a loan that you have to pay back or recoup. You may have heard of that word. So you must have a plan for how you're going to do that. That means 1, knowing how you're going to grow your audience. 2, knowing how you're going to earn income. And be specific here. How much do you want to make? And how, for example, you might have some combination of touring, merch sales, and Patreon support, something like that. Do you want to replace the income from all your band members' day jobs, or do you just want to work part-time and make an extra $1,000 per month? 3, will you monetize a YouTube or Instagram channel or try to go viral on TikTok? These are all the kinds of things you have to think about. 3rd, you have to nail your brand. Now, I know this can be tough. A lot of artists and songwriters don't want to be boxed into a particular genre, but you won't attract any kind of audience if people can't figure you out. Are you black leather and screaming guitars, upbeat acoustic Americana, or are you the latest country meets R&B? Can people tell what you do immediately when they land on your website, social media, or see you at a show? If you're not sure about this, ask your fans, your colleagues, and your mentors. Once you know who you are, what you do, where your music fits in, and where your audience hangs out, you'll be ready for bigger things. All right, 4th, you have to write, record, and tour. Take songwriting seriously. Show people you're a pro. Decide, how often will you release new material? Or will you release albums or singles? Will you tour? What will that look like? This probably goes without saying, but be sure that you are writing the best songs that you can and creating professional sounding recordings. If you need help with that, check out my post on how to set up a home recording studio. Also, learn all the online strategies you can to help you get in front of more people. For example, getting on Spotify playlists is a big deal. Labels definitely look at your streaming numbers. Justin Bieber started out on YouTube. For Tate McRae, TikTok was the big driver. Just know that you need to get a lot of listens to make any money from streaming. I talk about this in my video, How Much Do Songwriters Make? So think about streaming as a way to build an audience that will come to your shows. Next, become part of a scene. In this business, networking and relationship building is essential. No one succeeds alone. You have to be part of a community. You can collaborate with other songwriters, of course, but you don't have to stop there. You can organize shows or even full tours with similar artists. You can also work together to produce other kinds of content like YouTube videos, Instagram stories, podcasts, TikTok videos, and much more. The sky is honestly the limit. Your industry connections and your good reputation will open up opportunities that you never expect, so make them a priority. Sixth, embrace multiple streams of income. This is important. Labels want to see that you're profitable, not just so that they can get in on the action, but also so they can make the most of their investment in you. A good partnership will be a win-win situation. Potential investors assume you can release great music and put on an engaging stage show, but they also want to know that you can make and sell merch like posters, t-shirts, even CDs and vinyl, because that stuff is profitable. They want to see you can get brand endorsements and supporters on Patreon. The more creative you can be, the better. So put on your entrepreneur pants and embrace it. Finally, number 7, become a marketing master. Your first step here is to learn how to get email list signups and social media followers at every single show. Study how to get included on Spotify playlists, and then learn to make the most of social media, whether that's YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, or some combination of all of them. Don't worry about following the pack. Choose the platforms you love and know you'll stick with those. As an indie artist, it will probably be tough for you to get any major radio airplay. That doesn't mean you can't try. Many stations have local artist segments, but it's definitely still possible to get played on college radio stations. Focus on cities you want to play. And finally, take all this seriously and get organized. Know where your audience is coming from. Have all your social media statistics at hand. Know how many new email subscribers you get and how they're signing up. Make notes of radio stations that are playing your music. Have your press and reviews organized. Know where your fan base, so you know where to plan your tours. Having all that data easily at hand will impress the heck out of a label. And that's it. The 7 keys to getting a record deal for singer-songwriters and original bands. If you've been dreaming of getting a record deal, now you know how to get started. I know it's a lot of work, but it can also be very worth it. And either way, you're building a lasting career doing what you love, right? So good luck. And if you'd like a free copy of my step-by-step songwriting guide, the same process I've used to create 7 #1 songs on the Billboard charts, grab it here. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more great songwriting lessons and tips. Till next time, this is Jordan Reynolds helping you write better songs.